Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do the basics of shading, and for practicing shading also you need this basic. So first we'll start with the pencils. You need to draw boxes, and I'm using Faber-Castell drawing pencils. You'll get 6 shades here from 2B till 8B. And now we will be shading the pictures. There are 6 shades and the pencils look completely black like these. The body is black. And now we'll start with the 2B. We'll write all the grades because you don't get confused. You also get HB pencils, and you get darker shades till 10B. I'm using 2B because that's the lightest shade I have. Now I'll be showing you how you should not shade. Like many people just scratch and they use the blending stump finger or cotton. So you should not do this. You should not do this while making shading in anything. And you should that it should look grainy without shading. Then even some people just draw lines as if they're doing hatching. Hatching also is a part of shading, but it's not the same as shading because there you do work with lines. So they both are different, and you don't just have to draw lines. And some people put the whole pressure on the pencil and they just do their own strokes in different direction. That's also a mistake. And when you're shading, you need to take care of the gap and take care of the line. You need to be very slow and patient while doing shading, because when you're doing it in a hurry, the shading doesn't look good and it will not have that precising effect. So that is why you need to be slow while shading. Now I'll be showing you the do's. You need to hold the pencil a little far and start in the direction you want to shade the picture. You need to shade it as slowly as possible, and you need to look after the gap between it. There should not be any gap, and when you look at the paper without blending, it should look grainy. Like there will be some gap, which while blending it, the gap will be gone. Now we'll be doing the 3B, and while shading, how slow you are, that good, and you get more practice to fast shading when you start practicing. And to make shades darker, you can just shade one more layer on top of it. And now we'll be using the 4B. Slowly you should shade. The most important tip in shading is shading slowly, because when you shade slowly, you will get your whole concentration on shading. That's why you should shade as slow as possible in the starting. And you should know why these colors are used. Like the dark colors are not only used for shadows, even for hair. If you're going to draw portraits, it will be used for the hair and some dark areas in the picture. But the light things also are used for shadows, because you will not always have a dark shadow everywhere. You'll have some light shadows also in some places. So while working with 8B and 6B, the darker shades, you should be careful that you don't mistakenly shade it in the wrong place, because when you do, they look same and it is difficult to erase them. The mark will be left over, and that's why you should be careful while using the darker shades. Now I'll be showing you how to do the blending with dark to light. We'll be starting from the darker shade. This is what you should not do while doing the dark to light. You should not always use only one shade to color the whole thing, because different grades are mentioned for the same. If you're a beginner, you can take a color pencil, you can take a pencil. If you're a beginner and you have just seen a video of this pencil shading, and you just take one pencil and apply the force and do, while blending, it causes a lot of difficulty, and almost the whole picture or the whole thing you're shading or the whole still life you're shading will look in the same shade, same kind of darkness. So you should use as many pencil shades as possible while making dark to light. And in color pencil you need to look after your shades, and in color pencil you have different blending techniques also, but in pencil you can blend with a blending stump, cotton or anything. But while starting I used to use my own finger, and I stopped using finger because when we just blend it with a finger we can't erase it. It's like it got stuck to the paper, so you can't erase it. Even though if you erase it, it doesn't look good. So this is how it will come dark to light. Now after shading this, you need to practice this daily. And now we'll be drawing a pot, not a pot actually. Now we'll be drawing a still life of a mug. You can use I mostly use lines for symmetric shapes because I get difficulty in drawing the second part of the symmetry. First part is like much easy for me to draw in the symmetric shape. The second part is little tough to make it match with the first part. So now you need to be very careful by making the second part, and the base is not proper, but it's just an example for shading, so I've just made it like this. And after you get good at your shading, you must practice still life, like different types of vases, different types of things you see around you. Like you can draw the fan in front of you, the bottle in front of you, the glass. There will be so many types of glasses in your house, so you can make glasses, etc. And even you get many images in many places, but you can download and save your images to your gallery from the app called Pinterest. And that app is really helpful because you get HD images there, and you get full clarity images there, so that you don't get confused of which shade to use and what. And now our jug is ready. So now we'll be shading it with light pencil because the place where I am sitting and the light is showing that the outer layer is light. It's in the lighter shade of black. So we'll be making it in lighter shade, that's 2B. At starting, like there's no profound color, like if there's red on a picture you need to do 2B or 3B. At starting, while I used to shade, I used to think there's a particular shade, like 2B for light colors, 2B for like pink, blue, and 3B for a set of colors, 4B for a set of colors. I used to think like that, but then I came to know that it's not like that. You need to first decide which colors which shades you're going to use in your drawing, and then start your drawing by looking at your image and deciding which is the lightest shade you're going to use in this drawing and which is the darkest shade you're going to use in this drawing. So now we are doing the shading still, and I made the between gap. Now I'll blend it and I'll show you. After blending, the picture looks like this. Now let's shade the inner part, the place we left. So now I'm making a circle because that's the darkest part in this pot, in this jug in front of me. And then I'm taking another shade and I'm just shading it in circular motion. And after that I actually shade it properly, like you can see now. And then you need to blend it. I'm blending it, you can see, as you can see. While blending, you should be aware of how you are using your stump, because sometimes your stump will be really stuffed with graphite, and though you'll start your drawing, this jug is actually of wood, so the effects are like that. And for shadow I am using the darker shade, as you can see. Shadow will be different as the light falls on it. So according to the light falling on this object in front of me, this is how the shadow looks. So now we will shade it evenly. And after that we'll blend it with a blending stump. And I use the same graphite for the holding thing in the side. Now I'm drawing the top lid. And it looks something like this. So that's all for today. Subscribe me